So hi everyone, welcome to the last session of the Movement Guild. It's been really cool to be here with everyone, and I've been always teaching the classes, but thanks to via Kernel on this block, I did come across with Marlon, who I coincidentally already know for many years. Marlon is went to get some water, so we'll be back in a second. Yeah. And oh, here he is. Grand entrance. So Marlon is the head of MotionDAO, and we've been working together ever since, and just sort of talking about MotionDAO a lot. And I think one of the things that is very important and interesting to us is sort of this gathering and meeting point of different practices. So this is what we're going to do today. What's going to happen is that Marlon will have 10 minutes, and then I'll have the other 10 minutes.
Round robin.
Marlon has 10 minutes, so we're back-to-backing, and we're going to just talk about some stuff. We're going to move a little bit, and then in the end, we're going to have a little improvisation. And it's been really good, and I'm almost done with creating a syllabus from the Movement Guild. So any classes that you didn't make it, or any topics and different techniques that I've spoken about during the guild are going to be available, as well as more information about what was the content. And one of the things that we're going to have is a sort of dance card, which will be given to everyone that was in the Movement Guild or did one of the classes. And we would just love if you could write 1 or 2 paragraphs about your experience here, and how having, this bi-weekly classes affected you, even if you just did it once. So we're interested very much in the effects of physical practices in the mental and just mental health and happiness within workplaces. We're very interested in somatic research, and we couldn't have done it without you. And it's great also the people that have been reaching out on the block that are physical practitioners. I just had someone tell me that they're a Feldenkrais method teacher that was on KB5. So it's great to see this initiative, and hopefully the Movement Guild can be something even bigger next time, and even more incorporated with other things. And with that, I am going to give the stage to Marlon.
Hint screen. Hello, everybody. Yeah, my name is Marlon, and thank you, Antonio, and thank you, Kernel, really, for all this vortex that we have gone for the last 2 months. So what we're gonna do is this round robin. So I also will be kind of playing also what Antonio will be offering. So I have an idea that what I would love to offer. Probably the main frame is try to connect us with a common lineage in relationship to technology and dance. So my investigation had been in dance and technology for a really long time. So I think that I have found out that I would like to offer that dance and computers are closer than we think about, right? So that normally think, oh, dance is that. And the other thing that I want, if you have something to take home, is there is no possible to be the same body. That's it. Right? So then what we're going to play is with a range of different instructions, literally several kind of algorithmic rules so that we will be piling up. Okay. And I will have 10 minutes. Antonio will have 10 minutes, and we will kind of weave, hopefully, an experience that may illustrate, may make us feel things. One of the things that I want to convey is that we may actually include motion not only as the thing that I do also the thing that I can do with a computer. You know, being like computer is like a tool. So this may be a very interesting dance, all right? So it's moving there. And also you can do this. Oh, I disappear and I appear. This is a movement. So it's part of the dance, all right? So, and that's how I want to start. You already are making the choice of opening and closing, opening and closing, opening and closing, all right? And then, so let's just start with that. However it's like that we are doing, you may have kind of make a choice. The first one, opening or closing your camera, right? Opening or closing your mic. That is literally appearing or disappearing in the space, okay? So with that in mind, I invite you to kind of like generate a little bit of activation in the body, kind of make a little bit of difference of how it was. Can be a standing. I can make circles, you know, that's what I see that you're doing, kind of circles. Woo. And then you can move those circles to the torso, slow and fast. So you can also try to shut your own cameras, your eyes, you know, kind of to see how does it feel when we probably turn, making those circles, breathing in and out, breathing and kind of passing those circles to the breath. You can do a little bit of voguing, that dance that was invented by the drag queens in New York. You can shake, shimmies, everything that we know. You can walk, you may walk. Look at the space and open your eyes. These are all invitations, okay? You can probably keep doing whatever you were doing. And just as you walk, slowly look your space. Oh, there are the books. I can see through the window. I can see the walls. I can see the colors. You know, I can see I can notice my mind thinking, what is this Marlon doing here? Oh, this feels really weird. Or this is beautiful. Oh, great. Dance is the best. So these are just thoughts that are moving. Oh, drinking water, drinking coffee, just walking. So what is this dance thing? Is it good? So you can go then now to, let's just go back to some kind of stillness. And it's always a relative stillness. Standing, feeling your feet on the floor. You will hear that a lot, feeling your feet, notice your feet. And then we can notice also the breath, certain activation. And feel a little bit of heartbeat. And even if we want to be still, we notice a little bit of movement. This is what one of the dance teachers that we had calls the small dance. There's always small dance going on. Breathing in and out. And now I'm just going to suggest two states. One can be walking, and the other will be standing. Okay? So now I will gonna say change, and you will change between walking and standing. Change. 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 change, change. Feeling the back of your neck, change. Change. And now I'm going to ask you to open your mic, and you are the one who's going to call the change. And then we will add sitting. So there will be sitting, standing, walking. All right? Change.
Change.
Change. And you can do sitting on the floor if you want.
Change.
And you can obey. You need to obey.
Change.
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 You notice if you're looking at the screen, it's totally fine. One of the changes can be opening and closing the camera. Change. Change. So you can be sitting, walking, standing, closing the camera and opening the camera. And you can say change.
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 Beautiful. So then we have several actions: opening and closing the camera, standing, walking, standing, walking, sitting, right? And then we will add what I call the wild card. Anything that comes to your memory or your imagination. Oh, my Tai Chi training, my ballet training, when I was kickboxing, whatever, right? So you can be sitting, standing, walking. You can lie down if you want, closing the camera, opening the camera, and the wild card, whatever you want to do, okay?
Great. And then after that, I will lead on.
Yeah.
Great. Change.
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 And now I will add that we can copy. Everything that we're doing, but we can copy. Change. Change. Change.
And let's continue down now
Yes.
from Marlon. Let's find a comfortable position on the floor. And we've been just now warming up our outside view, our perspective, our kinesthesia. And now I'm going to invite you to find a comfortable position on the floor. And we're going to stay with our eyes closed. And just take a second to calm down and focus inwards. So, what is going on inside? We try to extend the breath and really imagine that your perception is like a camera or a drone that is flying through the insides of your body. So you try to see the top of your head, try to see your skull, your brain, the nervous connections from the brain to the spine, your head, your eyeballs, your jaw, your throat. And as you see this and scan through your body, you let gravity weigh in. You allow your weight to melt towards the floor ever so deeply. Your shoulders, your collarbones, your arm bones, your hands, your fingers, your heart, your stomach, the intestines, the liver, the groins, your genitalia, your legs, your femur bone, your quadriceps, your glutes, your knees, the back of the knees, the shins, the calves, the feet. And now we open our eyes or remain with them closed, and we are just focusing on the spine. So let's, with the breath and with this awareness, try to find all the ways that we can move from the spine. You can roll towards one side, come back, start the movement on the spine. But also, it is the spine that transmits the information from your brain. And it serves as a connector between your senses and your logic. So if the body would be a road system, then we could say the spine would be the biggest highway. It would be the place where everyone would have to eventually pass to go somewhere. And with this, we start extending the spine. We start moving around it. We shake it. We curl it to the front. Just try to find movement that is wavy, in which our spine is moving. And as you feel the spine moving, see how its movement also influences the organs. So the organs are this really liquid, juicy, gooey, essential parts of you that are malleable and can be extended. The intestine, if it would be spread out, would be of the size of of the length of the football field. And your liver, it grows if it's needed to do a lot of work. So these are malleable life organs. And as you move, it also influences them. Keep on moving the spine, finding spaces. See it almost at a certain point, like, you know, a kitten that just woke up and they yawn really big. They're just waking up their whole spine. We come to find ourselves slowly getting to our fours, and we shake the spine. We send the lower part of the spine to one side and the upper spine to another one. Send it upwards, down. Find a cadence that feels right. There's no right shape or way of doing it. We're just exploring the movement of our spine. Maybe you'll find a place that feels stuck, or maybe a place that feels painful. Scan it, harness it, see how you can go around the pain. This drone that goes and checks the inside of your body is just a metaphor for your perception. So imagine your perception as an actual movement, an inner movement. Explore what it could mean to move without an awareness of how it looks like. Explore the idea of moving inefficiently. No goals, no endpoints, no places to get, just the here and now, and the spectrum and ray of motion that your spine can do. As you travel, you notice that your arms, your legs support you. Find different ways to stretch, different ways to feel certain parts. And now we're going to kind of try to start our descent up, but let's not imagine, let's try not to know how we're going to get up to our 2 feet, but one way or another, the movement of our spine invites us to go up to our feet, and thus leaving the floor. Explore the middle level. So you have the lower level on the floor, you have the upper level, but then there's this middle level that we don't spend so much time in. Use your spine, move your head, bounce, move slower, ripple, explore the space, and We are going to stand up, and to just finish, we're going to find the stillness again, this idea of small dance that Marlon referred. We've already accepted that, stillness is an illusion, an optical illusion, literally. And now we're going to do a simple spine twist that we've been doing in the classes. Lower body and hips are facing forward, and twist the spine right and left. And we let our head be the last one to arrive, traveling as we send our sacrum bone towards the floor. Let it fall heavy, and keeping our knees available and mushy towards us, to us, and letting the arms swing as a consequence of the motion, letting the breath be long, letting the vision be blurry. We rely so much on our vision to orientate ourselves, but we have all these other senses, our balance, our proprioception, our kinesphere. The body knows where it is, basically. And can stay here, and from this movement, I'm gonna pass the word to Marlon again.
Yeah. So, connecting from this kind of relative small, or kind of, it's relative, whatever we think small or big, it's always a comparison. That's very important. Whatever sense of awareness is always a comparison with what it was before. So we can make it a little bit bigger, faster, and then a little bit you can slap if you want. This is kind of fun. And wake up. And so also you can walk it in the paradise of your own spaces. Whew. Yeah, and then what is the first relationship besides our mother, father, caregivers that we had? We were little, when we developed this relationship with the body is gravity, is the weight. So then I will invite you to kind of slow down this, still feel probably the ripples in the memory, the embodied memory of the heat, sensations in the skin. And then I invite you to feel gravity progressively and allow to pull you down. Stop resisting. Let's just stop resisting gravity. And it kind of gets very expressive. You get like, oh my God, how do I feel? And just notice. There may be some emotional or things that change when we stop resisting. Or sometimes it feels a relief, or it gets harder in the middle. So it's just like in 8 counts, we can get to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stop resisting. I have a teacher that will call this decay. Just decay. Stop resisting. Just like, yeah. And this is what in yoga, this is called corpse pose. We stop resisting our own dissipation and process. So I invite you here to feel just the blob of the body, kind of making a print, making a whole print on the floor. However it is, it's just one big print on the floor. Can be blob-like, can be feeling the bones, can be feeling the weight of our viscera, weight of the belly. But so then, you know, I'm going to take you to the realm of function. So let's explore this. How can we only have 4 prints on the floor? Meaning this can be 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 prints, okay? And then you can change it to 3, right? So the three prints on the floor, like this, 3. Only 3. If the floor was a pad, only 3. 4, 3, your butt and the feet. You can go to 4 again. You can probably plop to 1, just 1. 4, and just explore different number until you do 2. 2 can be 1 hand and 1 leg. 2 legs, 2 feet, or 2 hands, right? Just 1 foot, 1 leg. The top of the head can be 1 and 2. So let's explore different. Then there's 1, 1 in the floor. Sometimes there is 0. We call it jumping. 0 or 1. So just kind of see what the body does to resolve this puzzle. 1, 2. All right, so now you can yell the instruction. 1, 2, 0. All right, with giving us time to solve it. Remember to open your mic. 1. 2. 3. And almost what it's doing, the rest of the body doesn't matter. It's just about the task. 3. You can yell. And you can disobey. 1. And you can change the speed. This is 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Walking would be 1, 1. Standing, 2, 0. Yeah. Changing the speed of the 1, so 0, 2, and 0. Beautiful. Okay, going back to stillness. Whatever you feel there. Yeah, you can be sitting, standing. If you can be in 0, 1, 3, 4, 1. 0 is the hardest. Okay, good. So how are you doing? Good? Are you okay? Good. So then now we're going to combine in the 3 minutes that we have for this block what we did in the beginning, all right? So we can close the camera, open the camera, be outside of the frame, be in the frame. You can move, sitting, standing, walking, lying down, all right? You can be in 1, 2, 0, 3, whatever. And you can do your wild card. And you can copy, okay? And we're gonna say change, okay? We're gonna say change, Literally, we're going to go through all the realms. Okay? Change. You can copy. And you can say change.
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 I'm copying a picture. That's good. You can copy the thumbnails.
Change.
Remember the wild card? Change anything. All the Zumba classes, all the dance classes, all the classes that Antonio had taught. Tai Chi, yoga. Oh my God, yoga, so important. Yeah.
Change.
And now, in the last minute, you may disobey. Literally, you can do whatever you want. Change. So you may disobey and copy. Appearing, disappearing, wild card, memory, and imagination, flashes of memory, repetition. Change.
Change.
Feeling the extremes of your body and the center of your body at the same time. Whoa. Big and small. Sitting, standing. And making an ending. Whatever feels like an ending. Making another ending. Hello. Making an ending that looks like a beginning. Making an ending that doesn't look like an ending. Change. And change is always relative to whatever we compare it with. Information emerges from a difference. Okay.
All right. So I think I had another exercise, but I think we're ready to dance. So, this is all, we've done all of these things just to collide in what has been sort of like a big discovery for us at MotionDAO, and also for me at in these classes, is that we found out that there's a level of privacy within teaching dance at Zoom that you cannot get in a studio because there's anonymity there. So the last exercise for the class will be Vivek is going to share a song, and everyone is welcome to simply dance. The only condition being is that everyone turns off their cameras, including myself. So, this is your moment to dance. You can apply everything that we tried today. You can do something completely different. You can also go to the toilet or be on your phone. Like there's nobody there that's going to tell you what to do. But in this very busy life, let's find a moment in which we can be, responsible for our own actions, and we extend this invitation to simply dance and to just be in the space together. So I will ask everyone to turn off their cameras. And when everyone's cameras is turned off, Vivek, you can spin the music. And when the music is over, it's over. And we can go back to talking. Enjoy. can start slowly coming back to here. Let's take a moment to just grab a little bit of water, just catch your breath. And that's it. Thank you, Marlon. That was fun. How's everyone feeling? I was very glad to see that the whole breaking the rules is kind of infected towards the next exercise. It's beautiful. And
the
also
display pattern.
yeah, I mean there's something really beautiful about that choice to break, the privacy as well. Yeah. Just wanted to hear some thoughts from someone, if someone wants to say anything. Beto, nice to see you here. Beto is from Heat. We're
Great.
beautiful dancer. Great that you joined us here with us.
Yeah, it would be nice to hear your thoughts, questions, etc. Yeah.
I thought it was great. It was really nice going back and forth. So thank you, Marlon, for coming. And I really liked the complete release when Marlon in one of your segments, and the spine work, Antonio, was very important for me today.
Yeah.
Both of those things. The spine work first, I guess, and then to be able to just like decompress and let everything go in a non-shavasana pose, right? In a very different entrance.
Yeah.
It was very nice, very nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's good to we're kind of going like inside outside. So Marlon's proposals are very much about like what is there that you can play with and what is a perception, whereas I'm trying to go a little bit more inwards. And then to something a little bit more poetic and mysterious. And I think that we've kind of made a choreography.
It's recorded.
Yes, which is great. And like everyone participated and like engaged despite technology, which is for me always great when it comes to dance.
Yeah, so I just want to add something, but it's like before I forget. In the approach that it has been developed for probably 50 years in relationship to how we are in human bodies are in the world, we can say that a lot of the proposition is that ideas of outside or inside are an illusion. So literally we can have this strange agency to be and to technologically direct our attention to this or to this, and at the same time to this and that. So that idea of internal or external are used by certain approaches based in certain ideas of awareness. So then, if you are fighting Kung Fu, you have to be here. And if you or doing Tai Chi, probably you're aware of softly the space and then the body. So then different approaches to movement have different technological approximation to what is inside and outside. So that's what I want to put out there. So we went inside, outside, and memory may be a internal, external process that we get triggered. So then there is really interesting stuff.
Yeah, and our senses as well, like you are walking around by the street and you smell something that takes you back, so all of these dimensions of perception and existence are somehow framed. The only frame that we have is like this chunk of meat that we inhabit. So this idea and the way that this chunk of meat perceives the outside or the inside, sometimes that barrier through practice can become, more not so clear. So, when we were talking about trance dance, we were talking about like being in this sort of like mushy unconsciousness. These are all perceptions and there are all parts within. So I like the way that you say it, Marlon, like to experience that we have this strange agency, because we do have, and like dance, it feels awkward because we are very much, we can, you know, we can survive and deal with our whole life without ever having to think about our movement, you know, or in some cases, and especially in the West, because there's been such a dividing between body and mind, we can really live in our minds and outside of our bodies all the time. And that's super interesting how if we allow ourselves to change that, or to be willing to hack it, how do we actually perceive the world, and how do we perceive things as like just, you know, crossing the road or something like that. I don't know if anyone would like to say anything before we finish.
Yeah. Thank you, Marlon, for the experience. I enjoyed the experience, the level of this practice. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, great, thank you. We did some duets there.
Yeah, that was great. That was really beautiful.
Nice.
I believe you guys have the fireside.
Oh my God, yeah.
Now.
So it's not.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Pauline. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It's
Please.
really difficult for me to to open the mic and put the camera on, and so that kind of play is really great to be okay with that. And yes, I used to be a psychomotor therapist and dancer, and today I'm learning to be a Web3 developer. So it's like a transition, really exciting, but how to not lose what I learned, how to mix all of that. So thank you for today, because it helps me think it. So thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say that every
Pleasure.
technology that we use creates affordances, right? So when we talk about playful game or play with pattern, it's literally trying to understand what the pattern is and then find the ways of playing, you know, this, that. So then in the basic things, you know, imagine if we do it in a bigger scale, right? So then find how we are choreographed by the trainings and the technologies that we learn. So then mind body is not only mind body, it's mind body environments. And in the environments are all the technological designs that we live in. So we're
also to add to that, like to change the language, to change a way to think of the brain, because, you know, as a dancer you think of a certain way, and as a developer you think in a different way. That's also choreography in itself. That's movement. That's like, you know, inner like brain cellular movement, that like, you know, they all move like this instead of moving like this, or, you know, so these things we're always training. And we see, I like to think, I mean, this is kind of like a romantic idea of technology, but technology mimics the perfection of the human body. So everything that, you know, from like a hair dryer to a TV to a computer to a protocol is designed to do something that, you know, someone could do, or like an X number of people could do. So you'll see that maybe there's not so much difference with thinking as a dancer and thinking as a developer.
We created a protocol, you know, like through the whole, it created chunks of actions with prescribed algorithms. There's option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4, da, 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 da. So then that is part of the history of contemporary postmodern dance. The dancers in the 60s, mainly in New York, were hanging out with Bell Labs technologists. And, you know, so there was this big event that it was called the 9 Evenings. So then there was like this merging of choreographic practices, literally what we did today, and explorations of systems, you know. So then a lot of choreographers started talking about, oh, there is a system for this. So choreography became a system of instructions, literally a game. So, and then what I'm trying to say, that was a moment of of incredible merging. And then people like us, like Antonio and I, and probably Pedro, we have this lineage that has merged notions of technological ways of being. And that's probably what humans have been doing for a long time, when religion didn't do it. So religion didn't do it, we started appealing to technology and science. Yeah. And now we have a very good mashup of religions.
Does anyone else want to say some? Vivek just left us, but I would love to hear if someone else has to say. Hi, John, you just arrived at the end. We just practiced some dance, and now we're just talking about dance and protocols.
Protocols. Yeah. We created a peer-to-peer system. Actually, that's what the design was, a peer-to-peer system in the protocol that the designers of the system use, meaning Antonio and I. And then the protocol, it was about peer-to-peer dancing. Yeah, through the use of digital technologies, but we also use the metaphors of algorithms to create the composition.
Would you like to say anything, Alexandra?
Yeah, thank you. Today was, I don't know if it's because I'm just so early, like it's early for me, but I also think just like full of lactic acid, but I very much felt gravity today. And this kind of moved like the exact opposite of what I wanted to do, but it was needed to move that energy around that's sort of stagnant. So thank you. It was a hard one.
Yeah. And I hope that you have the option of disobey, right? Because that's the problem.
Oh yeah.
That's, you know, like there is always, when there is, where we understand freedom is always within the systems. And a pedagogical system that we tried to design was that you could disobey. You could always do what you wanted, you know, and it's always that option, hopefully.
Yeah, always an option. Oh yeah, there was definitely a lot of rest. My bed was part of it at one point. Yeah, it was
great. That's great. That's great.
And yeah, it's funny because I always talk about that in the classes I teach, where it's like, if you need to just like lie there for an hour, I don't care, just go lie down. And it's interesting, being in our own individual spaces and having that kind of autonomy, the authority to do what, you know, like, run to the toilet, or if I want to stop and drink some tea, you know, it's
it's good to explore what is the algorithm that I'm trapped in. Can I just do a break, get out of the loop?
So everyone, this was really beautiful. Like, thank you so much for everyone participating. I hope it's, as I said, the last, but not the last, and we can continue developing and researching further this amazing constructions that we do.
I have to say, this is